What is tater ball, Brady? Tell.
Oh!
If you don't know what tater ball is, tell us what tater ball.
There's a pool.
Was there a pool?
There was a pool. There was one, I think, oh man.
Didn't someone poop in the pool one year and we couldn't swim or something like that? This podcast contains discussions about sensitive topics.
And I'm not saying this to sound mean. And Brady has a tendency.
I quit my job for this.
Let me nostalgia podcast.
Hello. Happy Tuesday, because you're hopefully listening this the day it premieres.
It should be Tuesday. Yes,
it should be Tuesday.
It is Friday for us. And I am Faith.
And this is Let Me Nostalgia. What episode are we on? Is this 6? This is 6, I think.
Who's keeping count?
I don't know.
We should be keeping count.
Probably should be.
We should be keeping count.
Hope y'all are having an amazing week. Faith, how are you?
I'm doing okay. I am sick this week.
Yeah.
Quite
Everyone's
ill.
getting sick.
Quite unwell this week, but today I would say is probably the best. I think the worst of it's over. Today's the best day. So I'm able to keep food down today. And somewhat. Never mind. I lied. I'm not fully able to keep food in my body yet. But
we're still recovering.
But yeah, no chills or hallucinations. So
that's good.
That is positive. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. First off, go Vols. Made it to the second round NCAA tournament as of recording this episode.
And if you are watching and not listening, we are both wearing Tennessee clothing.
Oh, yeah, we
and
are.
That was not planned.
Not planned
at all.
But I'm here for it.
Most of my sweatshirts are very old, not very old, but older Tennessee stuff because I stole them from our father. Because he had some pretty cool Tennessee sweatshirts, and I was like, "This one's mine. This is mine."
Yep. But yeah, no, I'm doing good. It's been a good week. It's been a busy week, but it's been a really, really good week. It's officially spring now. So I literally just.
It
yeah,
is.
Isn't
the first day of spring the 20th?
Yeah, it was yesterday.
Okay.
Yep.
Happy spring.
So. Happy spring, y'all. I am very, very happy that we're finally going to be getting some sunshine and warmer temperatures. I need to get outside more and just be in the sunlight more. So I've already been in it this week, and it's been phenomenal.
Yeah. So I want to do something, and you don't even know what I'm doing. And I just kind of made this up 5 minutes ago. I would like to do because it is now... a fourth of the year is done, which is kind of crazy. Like we are in March, so 3 months in, a fourth of the year is done.
Yeah.
Right? Is that how many?
I mean, close. Yeah. Once at the end of March.
At the end of the March. March is almost over, so we are almost a quarter of the way done through the year. How we're gonna do a quarterly check-in of the year, because 2024 sucked. For us. And we talked about it in previous episodes. And so how is it going a fourth of the way into this year? Is it panning out the way you wanted it to? Are you accomplishing things you wanted to accomplish? Is it worse? I don't know.
It's honestly, I love that question. And I love that you're incorporating this, because this is just I love check-ins. So
I know you do, because I knew you would beam as soon as I was like
for a good check-in.
As soon as I was like quarterly check-in, you're like, ooh, yes.
It's definitely an improvement. There's like obviously still like things that we're like working through and everything, things that we're striving for. But also, I think one of the things that I'm realizing more this year than I not necessarily didn't realize, but forgot about a lot last year, was that things are good right now. Like, you don't have to get to this like certain point and reach this certain milestone to feel happiness. You can be happy on the journey. You can be happy where you are right now. Like there's no sort of like checklist or tick mark that you have to cross off. Like, enjoy today, enjoy the present. And like something that our family always like told us is just be where your feet are, and I think that's something for me.
Did they tell us that?
I mean, for me, Ryan told me that a lot.
I was like, they told me to eat shit and die, and they told you to be where your feet are at.
I guess I should say Ryan said.
Yeah.
Ryan instilled be where your feet are.
Okay.
But yeah.
I like that one better than mine. Well, you also got told to eat shit and die pretty often.
Yeah,
So.
But aside from that, yeah, no, it's been good. It's been good. It's been a really, really good start. Kind of like what we were talking about last episode of wanting the things that you want to like achieve, or like the New Year's resolutions, like not starting those until the spring. I feel like this is that cusp. This is that updated chapter of, okay, the sun's out, get your ass outside, go do some shit.
Sun's out, bums out.
Go be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's
so
good.
How are you?
No, I'm glad.
How's your beginning?
I'm glad you were feeling a sense of motivation from it, because I agree. Right now, in this moment, I feel like trash, but that is due to circumstances, not overall. But no, I would say so far so good. I'm pretty content. Well, the world's falling apart, and that's a travesty. But honestly, I knew it was going to be bad. I didn't expect it to be this bad, but one day at a time with that one. But I would say with personal goals that I had, things like that, I would say we are on the right track. So I am definitely proud and happy with what has been accomplished the last few months, and also excited to see what it's going to turn into. So yeah, also so far so good. I don't want to jinx it, and I feel like I just did.
No, you didn't. You manifested it.
Yeah, sure.
There it is.
Do you believe in
it's
that?
It's all about mindset.
Do you think?
I do.
You believe in manifestation?
Not like, it's not the end all be all, but I feel like, no, there's definitely, I mean, if you, kind of the same way of like, if you speak kinder to yourself rather than more critical and harsher to yourself, like, you're going to feel it, and you're going to notice a difference. Kind of the same thing. It's within that same realm. It's there's a power in it because you're putting time and energy, and you're willing it to exist and to come to fruition. So
yeah, I think it's important that you say you put time and energy into it, because I do think manifestation is important. I think it can help you get to where you want to go and motivate you in a way, and help you visualize it, like visualize
for sure
the end goal and stuff. But you have to do something. Like, you can't just be like, I'm going to be the best surgeon in the world and manifest that and then never go to school. Like, you're not going to be a surgeon. You have to take the pathways to do that. And so it's not just manifestation, but I think it is an important thing to visualize and tell yourself, to kind of hop yourself up, because sometimes you have to be a hot man for yourself.
You have to be the ultimate hype man for yourself,
because at the end of the day, you're gonna die with yourself. You're gonna die with yourself. So you have to be like your own.
I thought you were just leaving it. You're gonna die.
Well, that's also true, but you're gonna die with yourself. So you have to.
Yeah.
You have to be that person for yourself, which is easier said than done. But anyway, it's getting warm outside, and that is exciting. And so
yes, it is.
It's very exciting. And so, do you remember every time it starts getting warmer outside, and especially like in Tennessee, when it gets warm, it gets like warm. Like it feels like mid-July, but like right now it is feeling like mid-July.
I was about to say, but you get
what mid-July should be, but then when it becomes mid-July, it's actually like 99 degrees outside.
Yeah. No, but the thing is like, Tennessee does have it like 1 to 2 weeks where it's perfect, where it's like high of like 85, 86, low of like 64. Like, that's
85's too high for me.
I think for like summer, That's the sweet spot. Or like for like warm days outside.
If it's
or
breezy,
like,
give me wind. Give me wind
Okay.
with that, and then I'll be.
I'm still like, put me on some water. Put me on a body of water at all times.
Yeah.
Like anytime in the summer.
I always feel like
So-
every time in my mind, I think of the High School Musical part where they're like summer, summer, summer. You know, where they're in the classroom. Every time it starts getting warmer outside, I hear them chanting in my brain, and I'm like,
Yeah.
nope, it is just spring. It is day one of spring, but it feels like summer.
It's kind of weird to think about, like, if you think, like, growing up in, like, school and everything and, like, with summer vacations, we were just always instilled that summer was, like, a recreational, like, time.
Yeah.
And, like, as adults, it's
The same.
that's hard because, like, we still have to work and be adults and shit.
And you
like-
still have to pay like your internet bill. Like, yeah, you still gotta
Yeah.
get. But the thing, I've thought about this because this is something I haven't had to deal with, luckily, because I'm a stay-at-home mom and my children are not old enough to be in school. And when they are old enough to be in school, we're gonna homeschool, at least for the beginning, which we can do a whole episode about that if we want. But so that's something I don't have to really be concerned about right now. I'm not in that stage of life, but I can't imagine being a parent and working a full-time job, and then it's summer and your kids are in school and then they're home you still have to work. And if your kids aren't old enough to like stay at home by themselves, which a lot of them are not, what do you do? Like, I guess they have different programs and different childcare facilities for the summer, but it's just like snow days and stuff or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
how do you map that out? You still have to go to work. Do you just call in sick? Like, I don't know. Tell me if you are a parent and you're listening.
I can't.
Yeah. If you are listening and you are a parent and you have had to deal with that, tell me what you do. Like, what are your options? Because I know it's a privilege for me to get to stay home with my kids, and I acknowledge that. So I've never had to deal with that, but I can't imagine. Your kid's sick. What do you call in sick?
Yeah.
You only have so many sick days. How does that work?
Yeah.
That's it. That was my thought, because
That's a good question.
It's
That's
just-
a really good question.
yeah, it's just weird to think about.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe grandma can help. I don't know. Whatever.
Hopefully, yeah, I was about to say, hopefully someone can jump in to help. Otherwise,
But sometimes you don't have
yeah.
those options. Like,
That's true.
you don't
That
have
is
those
true.
support networks. So I don't know.
that's part of like, you just, I don't know.
You
I
have
don't
to
know.
figure-
I'm not going to put myself in anyone's shoes, or I try to, because I'm not a parent. I do
It's
not know,
weird.
but I can't, like you said, I can't imagine. Like, okay, I've got to think of something right on the spot.
Yeah, I'm sure like a lot of people have like fail safes or ideas in their mind or options, because
Oh, yeah,
they
I'm
go
sure they have,
into
like,
like
plans.
they know that could happen, and so they're like,
Mhm.
this is plan A. If that falls through, plan B. But sometimes all the plans fall through, and then I guess you just don't go to work that day.
Yeah.
Anyway, summer.
Who knows? Anywho, summer. Yeah.
Summertime is not here yet, but it will be soon. I have a question.
Okay.
What is your perfect summer day? What does that look like?
Oh my God.
What are
What is this, the first date?
Yeah. What is? No, I'm curious. I want to know what your perfect summer day is, and you don't have to go like details, but just overall.
Have you met me?
I'm not.
I'm going to.
We have an hour, Brady. Like, you don't need to itinerize. Like, this is the moment I put on my flip flops that are out of season.
no.
Like, you don't have to do that.
I'm not gonna write a book. Oof.
I think
Is
it's a
this
good
just like-
question. Fuck you.
Well, it was a great question. Great question. Sorry. Do you mean like here at home, or just if I could be anywhere?
Let's say like at home. Let's make it like more attainable. Like, you're not in.
Like at home?
Yeah, you're not in Cancun.
Okay.
Like, let's just say
Okay.
it's a normal summer day. You're off of work. It's pretty outside. What's your day look like?
Okay. Whew. So in Texas, summers are like 100 plus for like 50% of it. So
It's an 80-degree summer day. We don't
well,
have to,
even
we don't
even if it's
a fake,
100
it's a fake day, Brady. This isn't real. I'm just asking.
even if it's like a really, really hot day, we are not too far from a pool, like a pretty big community pool. So I would say probably here's just like a grill out day there with like a bunch of friends. Once the sun goes down, everyone comes over. We probably have like a game night or something. Yeah,
What games?
Ooh, what do you mean is always a good one, but like there's a ton of new ones we've gotten recently. I can't think of the name of them. I'm gonna have to. I'll try to see if I can get the name of them. But we have like 4 or 5 brand new games that we haven't got to play yet. I want to dive into those.
Okay.
Or any sort of like trivia or like music trivia. God, that's my favorite. That's my favorite to do while drunk because I'll start singing.
Are you good? Are you good at it?
Sesh.
Not
I'm decent.
Not are you good at singing? Are you good at the trivia?
I'm decent.
Yeah. Cool. I just want to know.
What about you?
I don't know. I would say probably like similar. I would like to be outside, maybe go for like a hike or something would be nice when it's not too hot outside. Like maybe a hike, whatever.
Yeah, that's where I want to be if it's not too hot.
Yeah, a hike would be nice. I love tacos in the summer.
Ooh,
I love some fresh tacos with like guacamole and like homemade guacamole and like a sparkling water. Like, so that would be a nice like dinner outside would be nice with like string lights. That's always fun.
Yeah. It's always a vibe.
Yeah. And you've got like Jack Johnson playing in the background and you're just feeling it.
Jack Johnson playlist.
Yeah. And you're just feeling it. That'd be a fun one.
Yeah.
That's probably my pick.
It's even better if the hike has like wild water somewhere, like a river or like a quarry somewhere.
It's always so cold though. I feel like even when it's warm outside,
that's the best,
but it is refreshing.
If you're
it is
hiking
refreshing.
and if you're hiking and sweaty, you jump in, you feel so good.
But you have to dress appropriately because I hate wearing like baggy clothing. Like, because when I hike, sometimes I'll wear stuff that covers my body more because of insects and sun damage and stuff. I just want to be protected. And so just like walking around in like soaking wet clothes that are covering more of my body makes me mad. It upsets me. So
well, I'm not saying
but
jump
this is
in
also
like a river
fake
in
day.
a hoodie.
Yeah, it's a fake day in jeans. you ever had? I was gonna say you ever had wet jeans, but that's a weird question to ask.
Honestly, yeah. No,
Well, yeah.
And that shit sucks.
Yeah, if you like,
it's the worst whenever
if it's raining outside or whatever,
It's
or
raining and you accidentally jump in a puddle and just the bottom of your pants are just fucked at that point.
or you like wear jeans to Splash Mountain because you're a lunatic, and then you get like. And then you're just destroyed and you can't enjoy your trip.
I don't know what I would do if I saw someone in jeans at a water park.
There are people in jeans at water parks, I swear.
That's
or
wild.
or even Disney World. Disney World has some water rides I
can understand jeans at Disney World a little
or like
bit.
unexpected water rides, and then you get soaked, and then you have to walk around Disney World with wet pants, and it makes you want to die.
Yeah. There's a whole strategy behind it.
I can't. Yeah, that can be another episode. I can't. Disney World is like a whole other dimension that you have to prep and plan for, and
it's the same dimension that
Buc-ee's is in.
Yeah.
Except you have Goofy. Like instead of Buc-ee, you have Goofy. What? I have a question too. Because summer's fun, and so what? Well, kind of fun. What are
it
some?
Is fun.
Yeah. What are your favorite summer memories? I would say from growing up, because we are nostalgic. So, are there ones that come to mind?
Honestly, okay. So the first thing that comes to mind. So I'm thinking as the furthest memories that I can think of, as a kid. Summers on the lake when our family from Michigan would come down. That was so much fun, and that was just such a good time. And honestly, I think that like that definitely played a role in like what I wanted the rest of my life to look like. I'm like, I just want this, like as much as possible, because we would have 20 family members from out of state all come in and just spend 4th of July on the lake. They would bring boats down. They would bring jet skis down. That's whenever I rode a jet ski for the first time.
Because it was it was our uncle and aunt, like our great.
It was uncle, great aunt.
I know. I'm saying like the house, like who owned the house.
So it was our great aunt and her husband.
Okay, it was our great aunt and great uncle, and they owned a house in Kingston, Tennessee, which was like very close to where we lived, and so there was kind of a tradition in our family where we have family in Michigan, and they would, like you said, they would come down, and so it would be like every summer if possible, or at least every other summer, and people would stay. People would stay for a few days or whatever their schedule would allow, and so we would go there during that time. I was pretty young once that stopped.
Yeah,
I think I have like very faint memories of it, like certain things I can pick out, but I was pretty young when it stopped, so I don't have lots of concrete memories of it.
Yeah, because I was younger than 10 whenever it stopped, so I know that for sure. But those were always fun. Playing baseball in the summer as a kid was always fun.
Tater ball. Do you remember tater ball?
Oh yeah.
What is tater ball, Brady? Tell.
Oh.
If you don't know what tater ball is, tell us what tater ball.
So we had a teacher in elementary school. He was also a coach, and he taught us tater ball. And what tater ball is it's essentially wiffle ball, but you wrap the wiffle ball with electric tape, and you wrap it enough to where it's a legit, like almost like a baseball. You do the same thing with a pretty secure plastic wiffle ball bat. You wrap that in electric tape, and you get it to the point to where this is like a solid force to where you can crush this thing if you hit it correctly.
Why wouldn't you just play base? Now you're explaining it, and like, yeah, that is what it is. But like, why wouldn't you just play baseball at that point?
Because baseball can break windows, and honestly,
a tater ball can also break windows.
It can, but with where our house was situated and where our yard was, we weren't hitting it hard enough in certain directions for it to break a window. Like,
and we played in the front of the house. We would have done more roof damage.
We would have done more roof damage trying to hit it over the house if like it was an actual baseball.
Yeah, we played in the backyard too, but I remember playing in the front of the house
front yard more
too, and sometimes it would like go over the road into that like that abandoned house next door, and we would have to like cross the road and go get it.
Yep.
But yeah, we would play tater ball a lot.
Tater ball was fun, and we would have like just a ton of. Thankfully those were the memories I held on to, because we've talked about it. We didn't get out of the house much, but there were certain opportunities to where we could invite a bunch of friends over.
Yeah.
And we thankfully, like, Ryan had a ton of friends that lived nearby that would come over, and yeah, we would just have giant like tater ball.
Some of them were in walking distance where they could just like, walk to the house.
Mm-hmm. Yep. There was a church nearby. We would play basketball there. On the hill.
All that stuff's gone now, like the swing set and the basketball goal and stuff. The church is still there, but yeah, that stuff's gone. And we would walk. Like me and you would walk up there.
We would walk up there. We would ride our bikes, like everything. But no, yeah. So that was fun. I also.
Oh no.
Do you remember church camps?
Oh my God. Yes.
Church camps were fun. Church camps were nuts. But church camps were fun. That was where I kayaked for the first time.
Wow, summer church camps. Do you remember torpedo ball from summer church camp?
I do, yeah.
Do you remember freaking
that
torpedo
thing was so
ball?
loud.
It was
That
dangerous.
thing was so loud, and it was very dangerous.
It was so much fun. So Torpedo. So, okay. Backtrack. Backtrack.
Think of like a shuffleboard.
No, we'll go to church camp first, and
Okay.
then we'll get into torpedo ball. Torpedo ball sounds so ridiculous too as you say it, but the church that we went to church regularly. I would say at this point, our family slowly kind of stopped
involved.
going. Yeah, but we kind of would go like most of the time, I would say at this time. But during the summer, they would go to a different part in Tennessee, and it was like a week long. It was at least like 5 days. It was like 5 to 7 days.
It's like right in between Knoxville and Chattanooga.
Yeah.
So it's not too far from. It's honestly not too far from Chattanooga.
But we would stay overnight. Like it wasn't just like a camp where you go to the church and then come back to your house at nighttime. So we would all go on like this old ass bus, this rinkety dink bus, and then go to church camp for the week. And I would like, that's crazy. It's such a crazy. That was a crazy.
I was
time.
like 16. You were 13.
Yeah, it was a crazy
I think the
time.
first time you went.
Yeah, and I think I went twice maybe total. I think I went 2 summers. And yeah, so it was a week long, and it's like this section where they have almost these dorm areas. So they have like the girls' dorm with just bunks, like bunk beds, and that's pretty much just where you keep your stuff and you sleep. The boys' dorms, they have like kind of a communal bathroom for the boys and girls. The church area, so it was just where we would like gather in the morning and go over our schedule for the day. We would do services, stuff like that in the church area, and then the cafeteria was attached to the church as well, right?
Yeah.
The cafeteria was on the back end of it.
Yeah, and this place was on like 50 acres of land, and the actual like buildings only took up maybe a quarter of that.
Yeah, it felt like we were literally in the middle,
on
like
a farm.
in the middle of nowhere. And then
Yeah.
there was like a gazebo. I remember there were.
There's a pool.
Was there a pool?
There was a pool.
I
There
don't-
was a pool. There was one. I think. Oh man.
Didn't someone poop in the pool one year and
No,
we couldn't swim or something like that? Because I remember there was.
Not on our trip. Not on our trip. I know what you're talking about. So it wasn't on our trip, but that was the reason why it was shut down whenever we went there one year. So there
I was like,
one
I
year
don't
that
think I
it
got to
was
swim
shut
in the
down.
pool.
Yeah.
Because people are
that's
shitting
why
in the
you did.
pools.
Yeah.
Fair. I get it. Damn kids.
Oh no, someone shit. in the
But they had like areas of for soccer and stuff, like a soccer field, and then there was an
Yeah.
area for a bonfire. Like it was a lot. It was an expansive place. But
It was massive.
Torpedo ball was right outside of where the church area was. It was like right outside that door, which was probably not a good place to have it. And it's this
Like I said, it was so loud.
it's this covered concrete porch, and it's this narrow, I don't even know, it's like this narrow wooden box that stands up, and it has
It's
the
the size of
material.
a shuffleboard.
Yeah, it has the
Yeah.
material on it that a pool table has on
Yeah.
the top, and then you have like the what is it? Is it cue balls? Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Or pool table balls, whatever.
Well, yeah. I think they were they bigger than actual like pool balls?
Maybe, but they were like the same.
billiards
They were the
balls?
same.
It was the same style. It was the
Yeah,
same like this is like
The same weight, the same. They were
Yeah.
made out of the same material, and so it was like that. You had those, and you had a set of those, and you could arrange them. I loved this game though, and it's coming back to me now. You could arrange them on your side of the board,
However you wanted
any
to.
position you wanted, and the goal was to knock down the other opponents with the white billiard ball, the white cue ball,
Yeah.
or whatever. Is it called a cue ball? Why am I saying cue ball? That sounds
Yeah,
right?
no, so that's
the
yeah,
white
that's
one is
it.
the cue ball. Okay.
Yes.
So you would roll that with a lot of force to knock down the lineup that the opponent had. And it was wild. Sometimes they would bounce and like fly on the concrete
Someone
and
got
go
hit
in
in the head once.
Oh,
Yeah.
more than once, but it was so much fun. We spent so like in between, like in dead times of not
Yeah.
having anything to do, we would just play that shit. Like we would just be sweating because it's 150 degrees outside in the middle of nowhere, and we would just be sweating and just like throwing balls at each other. I remember Torpedo Ball. That was a lot of fun.
That was a fun time.
That is where
Those
you
trips were fun.
That is where you kayaked for the first time.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Me too. That's the first time I kayaked.
Yeah,
too.
I was about to say. So it's the Hiawassee River, which is right there, runs through Etowah. But that area is just so gorgeous. Like once you get into Reliance, it's just lush forests, like as far as you can see, and there's this river that runs through it. So what I love about the Hiawassee is it's perfect for anyone who is like rafting or kayaking for the very first time, because
it is very much a beginner friendly.
Yeah. There's only like a couple of like class 2 or class 3 rapids. I think there's like one class 4. And it's that big one. That's just and it's not even that bad. It's just more that's your thrill of the whole trip. It's only like 2 to 3 hours long, but it's just it's so peaceful and it's so nice. Pretty. There are spots where you can jump out and just swim for a while. But what I love about it is the very first time I went, I think I was like 13. And at the very end, you drop off your raft at the same place where you got it. What they do is whenever they take you up the river a few miles, and then you ride it down back to the drop-off spot. Well, the drop-off spot, there is a ferry bridge. So it's like a railroad bridge over the river. It's only about 30 feet high, 35 feet high. Not that high at all.
Tell that to my eardrum, Brady. We will get into that in a minute.
We'll get to that. But the first time I'd ever rafted this, I was coming off the high of like doing that for the first time. I was like, I love this. I want to do this like for the rest of my life. This is so much fun. We're talking to some of the people that work there, and he let us know that there is a plank on that bridge that has an X carved in it. And the reason being is if you're up for it, you can climb up the bridge and jump off of it. And if you jump from that X, that is the deepest part of the river, so you're not going to hurt yourself.
You can hurt yourself.
We heard that.
You can hurt yourself.
You're not gonna hurt yourself from like hitting the bottom.
Yeah.
Knock on wood. As long as the like river's high enough, you're good. We heard that. We're like,
you guys are already
let's do it. We're already climbing. So it's crazy because once you're standing on ground, it does not look that high, but once you get up there, you're like, fuck, this is wild. So the hardest part is just jumping off, but once you do, best thrill of your life. I still do it. It's honestly, for me, I think it's tradition. Every time I raft it, I have to jump off the bridge as well. So. So I've done it numerous times, and I talked you into doing it once, and it would have gone great had you landed how I told you to.
My ass is...
Had you followed my instruction.
My ass hit that water. My ass clapped that water so hard, it busted my eardrum. And that is not an exaggeration. Like 40% of my eardrum was torn because of this, because my ass hit the water.
I think my ears popped whenever you landed.
Yeah. And so, because that's the first time I jumped. This was what, maybe
4 or 5 years ago, give or take. I was still living in Tennessee.
I think it was like five.
Almost 5 years ago. Yeah.
Almost 5 years ago. And yeah, you had convinced me to do it. Was I the first one to jump too?
No. I was. Okay. And then you, and then Eddie.
Yeah, okay. Because I was like, I don't think I was the last one. I know that. And so, yeah, I did not land properly. I don't know. And so when my butt hit the water, it was so loud. Like it was a ripple effect. Like the clap heard around the world, like sent vibrations across the Hiawassee River. And I knew in that moment it was so loud. It was almost like a gun going off. Like, that sounds very dramatic, but it was like a gun going off next to my ear, because it was so, it's like such a high drop, and the way I landed, it was so loud. And like, my butt hurt, but it didn't hurt that bad. It was mostly just my ear, and I couldn't hear anything. I could not hear anything for like a good few hours. And so then it had been a couple of days, and like my hearing came back, but it sounded kind of muffled in one ear. And then I did the thing, you know how you pop your ears sometimes, and so you put your fingers on your nose and you just kind of like blow and you can feel your ears pop. I did that, and I could hear and feel air coming out of one of my ears, and I was like, that is not
good.
The way it's supposed to be.
No.
And so I don't have good health insurance, so I'm not going to the doctor at this point. And I'm like, I'm just going to let it ride. It's fine. We'll see what happens. And so it had been a couple of weeks. It's still happening. And I was like, no, I need to probably go to the doctor and see if I need this fixed. And he checked it, and he was like, yeah, you have a 40% tear in your, it was like a hole. He showed me a picture of it. It was like a hole in my eardrum. And I told him that story, and he was like, that will do it. Let's not do that again. But it grew, luckily it grew back on its own, because once it reaches a certain point, you have to have surgery to get it repaired. But mine did not reach that point. But yeah, my cheeks clapped so hard that I busted my eardrum.
Almost needed surgery.
Oh. Isn't it the most ridiculous fucking thing you can hear? Like, what kind of injury is that? It's not even a cool injury. No. Like, when I say it, it's so embarrassing.
Hey, now you know. Like I said, had you landed like a pencil.
I will never do it. I thought I did, but my weight was not distributed correctly. And I found out the hard way. Oh my God, that was the most ridiculous thing. That's probably one of the most ridiculous.
Like you were sitting on a beanbag.
Yeah. Yeah. That was fun.
That was fun. Summer vacations are... I do. I have a lot of good memories from summer vacations. So, like those trips to the beach.
Do you remember our father? Like, our father was in his prime at the beach. Like, that was his time to shine. Like, he came to deliver at the beach, and so. He would prep too. He would prep beforehand, because I remember like on his days off of work, because he worked shift work, so he would work like 12-hour shifts, sometimes like 7-day stretches. So he would like work 7 days in a row for 12 hours, and we wouldn't see him that much at all. And then he would have like a week off after that. So it all depended on his schedule. But like his week off, day one of him being off, like it would be 7 a.m, and I would come downstairs. The sun is just coming up, and that man is laid out on a lawn, like a beach chair in the backyard. Oiled up with baby oil, just laying there with his shorts hiked up so high, just getting toasted by the sun in preparation for a beach trip. And he would be out there for hours, which is so dangerous. Like,
no, absolutely.
Do not do that to your skin.
Like, he is, and like, Faith's not joking. He is covered in Panama Jack, as if he's like participating in a bodybuilding show.
Yeah, he is laid out listening to Jimmy Buffett, like his life depends on it, and that is him for
like it is the only thing getting. That probably was the only thing getting him through his life.
That's the only thing he had to look forward to, like, and he's like, it's my off day, but I'm gonna work. You know what I mean? Like he was working. So I loved the preparation of beach trips and summer trips, because he would do that because he wanted to have a base tan before he got to the beach and not burn as bad. But he would always burn on his feet. Remember, his feet would always get so blistered on day one, and then he would be wearing flip-flops, and he would just like bitch the entire time for the whole week about how his feet hurt. But yeah, summer trips and beach trips were really fun. They were exhausting too, because you're just outside, but we were young. Do you remember, oh my God, my favorite game to play on the beach when we were younger were those little Velcro paddles that you have with the tennis ball thing, because I wasn't the best catch. I didn't have the best hands, and so I would always drop everything. And when you drop it in the ocean, then you're fucked, because you like it can go in any direction and you have to grab it fast. So with the Velcro padding though, you have more surface area for it to hit, and so I loved that game. I would play that game. And that was fun. You and Ryan, like our oldest brother, would just like throw football and stuff.
Oh, that was
all the time.
Yeah, because we would always throw it in a way that like is damn near like Justin Jefferson style catch, like straight diving into the ocean.
Oh, it was so messy,
like so ridiculous. But
and then you would get stung. Then you would get stung in the face by a jellyfish, because that. Do you remember that? Do you remember? You got fucking whopped in the face? Tell that.
That sucks.
What happened? How did he hurt you? Tell us.
So how did he hurt you?
Tell us.
That was no. So I am such a golden retriever in life as is, but like especially at the ocean, like I am nosediving in waves, like just having the time of my life. So I was literally doing that. I was like this. I think it was just a really like windy day, so the waves were really good. I think it was like a double yellow flag, which is like not dangerous, but like
caution.
Cautious.
I think it's a caution.
I was not cautious. I nosedive into a wave and just get a jolt to my face. And I come back up. I thought I had hit the ground for a second. I was like, what in the world? And I come back up, and there is a massive jellyfish with tentacles like sprayed everywhere. I was like, I just jumped in that. And once like the realization
I can imagine
sat in,
you with your eyes closed. You with your eyes closed, just like willy-nilly, just like literally like throwing your body into the ocean, and then you get brought back to reality. You get humbled so quickly.
No. That was my ass smacking the river that broke my eardrum like feeling for sure.
Yeah, but also you were a kid, so you have more of an excuse. I was a full-grown adult paying taxes. Like I can legally vote. I'm still making those bad decisions. Anyway, you get stung in the face.
I get stung in the face. The lifeguard has vinegar. It helps a little bit, but
I thought you were going to say the lifeguard peed on me.
The lifeguard just pissed on my face. No.
I was like, whatever you're into, we don't kink shame around here. Whatever you need.
But after 20 minutes, it went away. My face was like, I don't know if you remember, but it was just, it looked like I'd been smacked in the face.
Yeah, it was like swollen and red for a while.
Yeah, but it went away by the next day. But I was not nosediving in the ocean after that.
No.
That was not fun. Don't get stung by a jellyfish, and don't get stung by a jellyfish in the face.
I mean, people don't try to do that on purpose.
I know that, but I'm just like, just in case you were like planning out your next vacation. Be
aware. Learn from Brady. Learn from his mistakes. Do you remember parasailing?
Yes. Parasailing's fun.
I think we just went once, right? Didn't we just go as a family? Like we just went once.
Yeah. We just went once.
We just went that one time.
The banana boats.
Oh,
I remember the banana boats.
The banana boats to take you to the actual boat.
Yep.
Yeah. Those were fun. And I got so scared because I think you can, like younger kids, like once you are a certain weight, you can have someone else with you. Like you can have two people parasailing. And so I think it was me and Dad, and we were doing it. And I remember he was like hopping me up so much for the dip, because they dip you at the bottom. They just like kind of just like more, you don't go fully underwater. They don't submerge you underwater. It's just more like your lower half, maybe like your knees down, depending on who's doing it or whatever. But I was so freaked out for the dip because we were so far out in the ocean.
Terrified of sharks.
And I'm so scared of not just sharks now, marine life. If I would have known other creatures, they're beautiful and majestic and whatever, but they are fucking terrifying, and we don't know enough about them, and it scares me. But I had such a fear of sharks too. when I was younger. Like I thought sharks were coming through like the kitchen faucet. Like I thought anything of water, like the garden hose, like a great white was going to like just come right out of the garden hose. I was scared to shower. I was scared to take a bath. Like I had but I think it was other issues going on at home. I don't think it was like, there were other things, but I remember the dip with parasailing, they dip you, and Dad was just like giving me such a hard time where he was like, a shark's gonna get you when they dip you, like they're gonna get you, like this is your moment, keep your knees up. And
that's
like,
why you're terrified.
I'm like, you're going to cause me to have a stroke right here in front. Like, I'm 7 and I don't need this. I need this to be fun, Dad. But I survived and everything was okay.
The dip is fun.
The dip is fun. Are there any restaurants that you remember at beach trips? Because our mother, I would say, our mother is a creature of habit when it comes to, if she finds a place that she likes on a trip or somewhere, like she is going to do that, go there again, whether it is a hotel. If she likes that hotel, we're not going to another hotel. If she likes that restaurant, we're going to go to that restaurant every single time. Is there a restaurant that you remember on like the beach trips that we went to that like sticks out for you? For me, I remember Pineapple Willie's. I think we went to Pineapple Willie's quite a bit.
That was a big one. Spinnaker was a big one.
Spinnaker. I forgot about Spinnakers. Do you remember when Jimmy Buffett's thing happened? Jimmy Buffett had like a restaurant.
Oh, well now they're everywhere. Margaritaville. But
Margaritaville. How did I not know?
No, they started
Yeah, Margaritaville. That was the name. When Margaritaville like started at the beach, like we started going there. Do you remember there was a fucking Italian place? Which Italian at the beach sounds so weird. Like you have so much fettuccine Alfredo.
No,
it was right across the street from the hotel that Mom was obsessed with. But it was this Italian place that would serve up the most ridiculous portions. And so you have been in the sun all day and you were exhausted and you're sunburnt and you're salty, and then you were just engulfing like 6 servings of Alfredo pasta. And then you have to like,
it's the best.
And then you have to go home and you lay in bed and you've been in the ocean all day. So you're still like, feel like you're moving in bed, you know, like you feel like you're still in the waves and you just have a stomach full. Oh, I'm getting sick. Just think about it. I should not be saying this when I have the neurovirus. Should not be talking about that. But then you just like lay in bed and you're still moving, and then you have stomachs full of Alfredo pasta and you want to die.
It's fine. It's fine. I can't think of what the name of it was, but I remember it was good.
I don't either. It might not even still be there.
Might not be. Who knows?
Yeah. Summer
those
though.
Those are the top ones that came to mind. Yeah, no, summer is fun. I'm looking forward to this summer. There's a lot of cool things on the horizon this summer, and I'm really, really excited.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good one. And then when summer rolls around, we'll have our next check-in, and so we'll be able to.
Well,
okay.
As our last segment, what are you listening to right now?
Oh, I forgot about this one. I'm excited that you brought this up because I forgot about it. So this is going to maybe be judged a little bit, but I don't know why.
I won't judge you.
But this week, I have been listening to, there is a playlist called 50s Housewives Bangers. And it's like older. It's like the Temptations. It's like, hold on. I'll have to like, I'll send it to you because it's
Please do, because that sounds amazing.
No, it's like when I'm cooking or when I'm doing something, it's so much fun to have. Yeah, it's like
so it's like oldies.
Frank Sinatra, the Supremes, Chuck Berry, like there's some Elvis Presley on there, Nat King Cole, like that is
classics.
Yeah, so it's like, but they're pretty upbeat too, so they're very like cheery and stuff as well, and they would just make me want to put an apron on and spin around the kitchen with bowls on my head. Like it makes me want to do that. And in a good way, I'm like, I'm going to bake sourdough. Like I'm going to make sourdough right now. Like, I don't know why, but that's what it brings out in me. And it's fun. And I think,
I love that.
Yeah, it's good on a nice spring day, and you're just listening to Nat King Cole, and you're like, this is nice. So
life is good.
I'm just making homemade veggie broth, and I'm like,
yeah.
like this is the best. So that's been my week. That's been what I've been listening to, and I know the title of 50s housewife bangers. It's more than that. It's so much more. Like anyone can listen to it, and it's enjoyable. But it does make me want to. It does make me want to clean my shower. So I understand why. I understand. I guess.
I love it.
What about you? What have you been listening to?
So I actually, since it's spring, small plug, my playlist did come out. Really happy with it. There's
you need to say what your playlist is.
Oh, okay.
What you do and what started this. You can't just be like, my playlist came out. People that don't know are gonna be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
No, okay, so growing up, I used to burn CDs for like anyone who wanted them. Myself, like you, like any of my friends.
I still have them in my car.
Yeah.
It was so much dubstep. Like I have so much dope ass dubstep CDs in my car because of you, and I still listen to them sometimes.
Early 2010s dubstep was phenomenal era, but I still love doing that just because I love sharing music. So I've started creating playlists for each season. So 4 playlists a year, comprised of however many days. There are an equal amount of songs as there are days in that season. So for spring, there's 93 days in spring this year. There's 93 songs on it, like so on and so forth.
Very well thought out.
Yeah. Oh, I put so much time into this. I'm very very particular and specific, but I'm really proud of it just because I love sharing music, and this allows me to kind of carry on that same making CDs and burning CDs, but in modern day. So it's on Spotify. It's just called Spring 25.
And legally.
And legally, yeah. And legally. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
I've been listening to a lot of Chance Pena.
Oh my God,
he's
love
got a new
him.
song out that's phenomenal.
I've not heard his new song, but everything else I've heard from him, oh my God, love it.
He's amazing.
It makes me want to cry and make out with him all at the same time. Do you feel the same vibe? Does it make you
both
want
at the same time?
Yeah, I was
at
like,
the same time.
Do you feel like you want to cry and make out with him too? Because I do when I listen to him.
What else am I? The new Bad Bunny album was really good. I love that. The new Zed's Dead album was phenomenal as well. Aside from that, that's pretty much been it. I've really been liking some of the old John Batiste. Chaperone's got a new song out that's brilliant. Ooh. A new country song that is brilliant. It's
you
so
lost
good.
me at that one.
Check it out.
I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a shot.
Just check it out. It gives me Shania Twain vibes, in terms of her first 2 albums. This sounds like it could have been on that same album. It's so good.
Okay.
It's so good.
Okay. I won't judge too fast. Okay. Well, that is what we're listening to this week. And if
check it out.
If you were also too, if you're here, thank you. We just
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Truly.
You guys are awesome, and we love seeing the random comments that pop up and people that reach out to us individually and text us or whatever and say that they're listening. It's so much fun, and we really appreciate you guys and appreciate your support. And if you want to come in on this segment, you can tell us what you're listening to as well, and let us know to show us some new stuff that maybe we haven't heard, and that could be cool. That could be cool. Tell us what you're listening to this week. Yeah.
Like I said, sharing music is my love language, so I'm all about it.
That's not a real love language.
It should be.
It's not.
Okay. No, yeah. To carry on your sentiment, truly, I've had, and I feel like this week specifically, I've just had so many different people reach out from different walks of my life and different chapters of my life, and just the support and the overwhelming just praise that this has received already has honestly far exceeded any expectation I could have, or I feel like either of us could have made.
Yeah,
so.
we were just here to dick around, and now we have people actually listening to us sometimes, and we're like, oh, okay.
So truly, thank you so much for being a part. Thank you so much for just riding along with us. And we're having a lot of fun with this. So yeah, appreciate y'all. And I appreciate you, Faith.
I appreciate you. This is great.
Thank you for coming on here sick. You really didn't have to. I tried to say you need to get more rest.
I know, but it's okay. I already flaked yesterday because I was delirious and couldn't
you had every right to.
I couldn't say a sentence, but yeah, we're still having a lot of fun, and I appreciate you too. Like this has been great. We will have, the usual shit. Socials will be linked below. We are uploading an episode every Tuesday still. We need to get better about posting on social media. That is on the list of what we need to do, which we will get there.
Life be lifing, but we're getting there.
Yeah. But yeah, our socials will be linked below. You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and we post every Tuesday. And we're going to keep it going. And so we will see you next Tuesday. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it more than you know. And so we'll see you next Tuesday. Bye, guys.
Have a good one. Bye.
See ya.
And I'm not saying this to sound mean, but like, who cares?
I quit my job for this.
Let Me Nostalgia Podcast.